Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? It's your boy, your alpha, the I'm the Geek High Lord of New York is here. Mount Vernon Kid, back again for the first of two, the first open mic Q&A session for the month of August. Uh, this is the first one. Then, of course, you guys know at the end of August, then I bring the next one to you. Um, so basically, guys, like I said before, I'll bring the next one to you at the end of the month. So as I said before, you bring your questions, and I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. And if you don't like my questions, you don't like my answers, then you can kiss my caramel ass. No, I'm just fucking, I'm just messing with you guys. Uh, so first and foremost, it's been a very somewhat pleasant week for me. Um, Fantastic Four has returned to comic form this week. Came out. I didn't pick up my books yet, so but I got to listen to my friend Comic Uno. She gave her thoughts on the first issue. She loved it. It's good. That's good to hear. I always appreciate Kat's thoughts on on books. You know, because sometimes we do read the same books. Sometimes we don't. Um, what else happened today? Got a new got. I did get some books in this week. I want to show you guys some books that I got in this week. So, what the hell? Oh, turn that off. Man, why is that beeping? All right, turn that off. Thank you. Uh, sorry about that. So I wanted to show off some stuff today. This week also I got a gift in the mail from my one of my good friends, Ziploc Gory, Ziploc Bloody. I know him just as my friend Victor. He sent me this. It's called White Sand. Never read this, and it's kind of funny because this is from one of my favorite comic companies, indie comic companies, Dynamite, and I'm looking forward to reading this. White Sand. He says this is only volume one, so when I finish this, he's gonna send me volume two. Um, it's fun, and I also got my another Kickstarter reward today. Uh, Everett Hartsoul's Razor, Razor Angel in Black. This is, I believe, this is the 25th anniversary edition. Supposedly, this was the very first successful indie book back in the early 90s. So, yeah, believe that. So, let's see what else we got. So, in the meantime, let's see what's going on in the who's here, which pack members are here, and I ran my mouth off long enough. So let's see which one of you pack members. Let's see my pack. Man, got 13 people watching already. All right, that's good. Respect, respect. My pack. Man, got 13 people watching already. All right. Okay, let's see. Well, it says okay. Pack members. Which one of my pack is here? Okay, Comic Universe. Oh, okay. It's either this is either Craig or Deadpool. Could be Craig. What's up? Marion, Darth, Omnitron is here. Dylan, Nathan, and Perry King. What up, dudes? What up, pack members? Your alpha is here. I'm still working on some merch, guys. T-shirts and hoodies and stuff. So anyway, so how's everybody doing on their end? Hope everybody's well. So I'm finally getting into Baraku. I like it, but I like Naruto better. Oh, Okay, so you're getting into. I have not watched that yet. I have not watched Naruto's Son yet. So when I'll sit down and watch it. Right now, um, there's just right now my focus is really on My Hero Academy right now. So I'm focusing on that. Let's see. Let's see. Yep. First Family is back, guys. It's good to see them. Right, the first issue, from what I hear, we don't see Reed or Sue or Valerie or Franklin. It's just all about Ben and Johnny. Ben has proposed to Alicia Masters, and he wants Johnny to be his best man. But Johnny says no because that should belong to Reed. So, but we get an indication that they're coming back. So, and that's what Marvel said. We're not gonna. The rest of the Marvel universe is not gonna know that they're back until I think issue 3. So, a home warming out. So it's cool. I'm trying. You asked me also. Hawkman has finally revealed where Carter Hall falls. He comes before Carter Hall now. The current Carter Hall. Uh, Basically, we've had Carter Hall in the 30s, then Carter and Curtin Hall. Oh, okay. I wish my friend Destiny was here. She was a big, Hawkman fan. What up? What up, Devin? Okay, Marianne. So, what do you do? What would you do if either the Three Stooges or Laurel and Harley were your next door neighbors? Jeez. um. Uh. I don't know. Go over and greet them. I guess go over and greet them. I mean, Laurel and Harley or the Three Stooges. I don't mind. Well, you asked a lot of questions about Three Stooges and stuff. That's funny. Let's see. Um, why is the video reversed? What? I don't know. You tell me. uh, Still can see me, right? So that's fine. Okay, let's see what else. I'll say this much about Hawkman. I love the current direction and set of the series. Simplifies such thing, and it's a great seeing Hawkman get his just due once more. Okay. Thoughts on the new Supergirl movie? I don't know. DC just keeps announcing movie after movie after movie after movie, and they haven't even. It's like, focus on what you got right now before you start jumping ahead. That's why, to me, they need a plan. They need a plan. They need a blueprint. They need something. Um, and I think Captain Marvel, Aquaman, and WW84 is a good direction for them. But right now they've even talked about the Birds of Prey. That the villain in the Birds of Prey movie is going to be Black Mask. Okay. Um, Marion, what was it? Tekken 7 has some weirdest guests. Yeah, y'all were telling me. I mean, y'all said this in the announcement, the answering anonymous Tumblr questions vid, and you guys were saying, like, Negan and Tekken. So I'm like, I don't know what I don't know. Is y'all trolling me? And next year I go check this out, and I'm like, what? So they're doing a season 2 of adding more characters, which I figured they would do. I just recently downloaded Sagat for Street Fighter 5, and this is probably the best looking Sagat since. He actually is doing more Muay Thai, which I like. But anyway, you know, Negan, I could care less about, but Anna Williams is coming back and Lay is coming back. That's fine. Negan, I could care less. Why him? What makes him? what makes them think he's even worthy to being in the Tekken universe? That's a good question right there. Are you gonna play Kingdom Hearts 3, Perry King? Yes, I am. Can you talk about? Can we talk about Ant-Man and Wasp? Um, don't really need to. I liked it. Uh, Interesting way they go about maybe explaining how Scott survived. I'm not going to ruin it, and the reason why I don't want to bring it up because there are probably people here who still have not seen it, so no. But I liked it. If you go over to the studio's house, watch your eyes and your head, pretty much. But I'll be prepared for it. I'll know how to get through Mo, and I'll just. It depends on which Stooges we're talking about. We're talking about Mo, Larry, or Curly, or uh, Mo, Larry, and Shemp. I, who knows? Okay, Perry King. Thoughts on Simon Belmont coming to Smash Brothers? Okay, just keep throwing in anybody you want. Smash Brothers they just keep throwing people in. It's Simon and I'm forgetting the other one, but yeah, fine. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But still, in my opinion, fuck Konami. Um, Konami go suck a dick. Oh, I care. Let's see. What do you Nathan? What do you think? When do you think we'll see the likes of Fantastic Four, X Men in the Phase 4? When the full deal goes through, which is around the time of the last Avengers movie to come out. So that's probably when we'll see it. But they already kind of given Iger has already kind of given hints of plans for the X Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool. Let's see. Next up, I know you're probably gonna be in pain after I ask, but what is the most painful nut shot you've seen in an anime? I don't. Um, I don't know. There's been a couple, but I've never really. I'm like, ooh, but I don't. Uh, mm, I'm not even going there. Okay, I'm trying. My money is that the Supergirl movie is just a red herring for a Superman movie starring Supergirl. Could be. I kind of agree with that one. It's sad that only the original cast member is still alive. On Different Stroke is Todd Bridges. That is fucking right. No, wait. Oh, you said original cast member, right? Yeah, original. Yes, Todd Bridges is the only one left now. Mrs. Garrett passed away. Carol Ray, she passed away. Um, Man, I was messed up when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, I grew up with that woman. I grew up with Different Strokes and Facts. And then she went over to Facts of Life. And, but I love what many of the cast members had to say about her on Twitter. I read, you know, a lot of them. Kim Fields had a beautiful one. I don't know for word, but it was beautiful what she said. But yeah, man, that is true. He who was the first one? I think Dana Plato was the first. What did she do? Committed suicide or was drug overdose. Um, and then I think the actor who played Mr. Drummond, he passed. Then Gary Coleman. Now, yeah, man, yeah, man, damn, that is right, Travis. You are right. That is right. She is the last. He will. Yeah, okay. Darfur, if you had the Infinity Gauntlet, what would you do with it? I wouldn't want the Infinity Gauntlet. I'd give it away. I'll give it to a higher power. I don't know. I wouldn't want that power. Not at all. Matt Max for Tekken 8. Why not? Apparently Negan's fair game. When you put these guest stars in these fighting games, some of them don't make sense. Some of them do. If you wanted a real character for Tekken, why not Kenshiro? Huh? That's who you should have put in that. Kenshiro. Kenshiro. Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star.
But it seems like the thing is
Uh, I would have put him in it. Not Negan. I don't know. Mad Max. I, I, I guess. I'd put Kenshiro in Mortal Kombat too as a guest star too. I'd take that too. Uh, yeah, I don't, yeah, just Negan. I ain't playing with him. I can tell you that much. I won't download it. I'll download Anna and I'll download Lay, but that's it. I don't care about no Negan. Um, Dylan Malone, what games are you looking forward to so far? Well, the Spider-Man game is right up, right up there. I cannot wait to play that game in September. Uh, yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm Red Dead Redemption 2. Uh, there's a couple other games, but Spider-Man is right up. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Let's see. Shadow Godfrey, been rewatching Batman the animated series, brings back memories. I'm watching the Poison Ivy episode. Her first appearance when she poisoned Harvey. Uh, that yeah, because I saw you on Twitter posting that. And last time you told me you were watching the Scarecrow episode. If we're talking about Poison Ivy's first appearance, that was probably the I would say probably the most sexiest uh debut for her in that series. When she debuted, she came off like almost like a woman in heat. It was crazy. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And probably when she cloned herself and had a family. I actually liked that episode. That was actually a good episode too. Simon and Smash Brother makes me sad, if only because it's just another reminder of Konami's incompetence. I know that, yeah, they're putting Simon Belmont in Smash Brothers, and there's another Belmont in it too. But yeah, and they also announced King I think King Crocker, from Donkey Kong Country or something like that. So okay, Dylan, no, Negan should have been a Mortal Kombat character than a Tekken. Yeah, I guess I don't care. I don't care. I'm trying. All I know is Phase 4 is actually best timing for Fantasy 4 coming into Marvel's U. I swear Disney's planned this. You know what? You're not the first one to actually kind of foreshadowed like maybe this is the best time, because all these other websites like Nerdist and everything like that have said the same thing. This is kind of a coincidence. And being that they want to get more cosmic, why not the first family? That's great. I saw a fan art of I'm forgetting the actor's name, but he was in you know, um, the Quiet Place. Him as Reed Richards, and I was like, yeah, it works. I could dig it. Would you be down for a Venom game in the vein of Prototype? Yes, because that's all those Venom trailers remind me of a Prototype. I'm like, man, that's all they remind me of. I look, guys, I like Venom, I really do, and I respect his longevity, but to me, there's sometimes he's a character that needs Spider-Man at some point. And the only time where I really, really got really invested into him, where I was collecting his books, was when Flash was Venom. And now Flash is dead. Flash sacrificed himself. Um, and now they're bringing in all these new origins, like the symbiote god and everything like that. I keep my ears on what's going on in the Venom book, but I don't read it. But I keep my ears what's going on, and I'm like, okay, so y'all keep adding to it. What Bendis did with the symbiote, saying that, yeah, the symbiotes are not aggressive. They only become aggressive if because of the people they bond with, but they're supposed to bring out the best in the person that they bond with. That's why Flash did so much with it. I respect Eddie Brock as a villain, not as a hero, anti-hero, okay, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what else we got. I don't want to miss anything. Would it be cool if Sora, Goofy, and Donald meet the Avengers? I don't. I guess so because, and we'll see because I think they may be putting the Marvel property into that game. I don't know. I think I've read it. They might be. Do you think a grand finale for the MCU would be the Secret Wars? Maybe. What do you think of Thanos snapping his fingers and singing "Another One Bites the Dust" as he dances after? What the? I don't see Thanos dancing. Greetings, I mean, Geek Lord. Your humble servant, am here. Okay. No, pack member. I'm not your. Don't. You're not my servant. Don't say that. Don't say that, Dano. You're not my servant. I don't look at any of you guys as servants. Equals, yes. Servants, no. Shut up. Have you read Death of the Inhumans? I am not going to read that, Devin. I'm going to. I'm gonna buy that in trade. I'm not gonna read it in single issues. When the trade comes out, then I'll read it. I'm not gonna read it in one issue at a time. Um, we'll see. Have you played Fighting Vipers? Of course I have, Travis. Played that. Let's see. Marion, what your badass guts moment? Mine. What's your badass guts moment? Mine was when he put on the armor for the first time. Yeah, when Gatsu did that, I will admit that was pretty cool. Um, I think when the first time he went into his rage berserk mode was pretty good too. Just seeing him swing Dragon Slayer is just crazy. Just because he Kenshiro is a big. I mean, not Ken. I'm sorry, Gatsu is a big guy, but that sword is just unbelievably big, and but he can wield it around like kind of like how Sanosuke used to when he was had his Zambato. Because that's all I look at Dragon Slayer as a Zambato. It's just big. Note I was more I was more kidding with the Mad Max thing. Now Casey Jones or TNT for Tekken 8. I'd love that. Hey, they already just added Turtles and Injustice, so but I'd put Casey in Injustice. That'd be cool. Shredder, I'd put Shredder in Injustice. That'd be interesting. The only thing I wish for the Turtles in Injustice that they really had like their own super. Like I understand fight as one because that's what they do, but they each have such a prominent personality that we could see them do so much more than what they just did. But I do like the fact that Donnie has a bow staff that's made of inf metal. He talks about it and things like that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because when they showed Donnie for the first time, I'm like, yo, he's got a new staff. Uh, but then when he says it's inf metal, I was like, okay, that's nice. But yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, but Casey Jones in Injustice would be good too. Um, here's the thing about Tekken for me. I don't want characters that have weapons in Tekken. I don't. I want them just full on hand to hand combat. You know, there are some that have them, but like Yoshimitsu's definitely one that comes to mind. But I would rather want to guest characters that is just all about hand to hand. You know, that's why I didn't mind Akuma being in the game. It was like okay, he can shoot projectile, but he's still fighting with his hands. It's just hand. It's just all strength right there. So let's see what else we have here. Uh, Terry, hold on. Hey, welcome back. Thanks you. Have you read Flashpoint? Of course, of course. Come on, Terry. Come on, man. Of course I have. Burnout or some Spider-Man PS4 game is hype for me. Yeah, I can't wait to that game. The only thing I'm having a little problem with it is some of them them side scroll games, them side scroll stuff where you can find webbing like backpacks. Peter's backpack, like he was in high school, still webbed up around the city, and I'm like, wait a minute, like Peter's webbing only lasts an hour, like, and he even says, "Man, I had this bag for since high school," and like, wait, what? So there's some things, but I nitpick at this. I gotta stop. Virtual Fighter, a good fighting game. It needs a story. It has a story. They just don't use it. But Virtual Fighter, Sega's uh, Sega's veteran fighting game, is a good game. Um, they've done five so far, or six if you want to count. But we saw some of those characters guest star in Dead or Alive, and Dead or Alive 6 is coming out. But I would love to see Sega do another virtual fighter. Yeah, with the story, that'd be great. But yeah, definitely. Sean, I just got done with Heart of Ice. To Never Walk Again on Summer's Day. Oh yeah, that is my favorite episode. That's one of my favorite episodes. With when Mr. Freeze. Everybody knows Mr. Freeze is one of my favorite Batman villains, and I'm talking about Mr. Freeze, the one that he's a tragic villain and not a just like all the other Batman villain what they did in New 52. I will never forgive DC for doing that, where they basically say he was just Nora Freeze's stalker. He killed his mother. He threw her in a thin ice, made her drown. I'm like, he's just a stereotypical Batman villain. Like when he was old, he was like Kurt Connors. He was a tragic villain. You felt for the guy, but when New 52 came out, then they just did that bullshit. And I hated that. Why is Negan in Tekken? I have no idea. Okay, I heard Dave Bautista threatened to leave Guardians of the Galaxy 3 after the firing of James Gunn. That is some ballsy move. He has said right now he's saying basically Darth is he will leave if they don't use Gunn's script for Guardians 3. If he leaves, if they don't, then he'll leave. However, there's a double-edged sword to this because if he leaves, if all the cast leaves, that's a breach of contract. That's a breach of contract. The contracts are signed, everything is signed and sealed. That's a breach of contract. And Disney and Marvel, they can sue them over that. So there's a double-edged sword, but it is true that he has said that. He has done it. John Cressy is there you go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you, Tron. I was trying to remember his name. Mark Wahlberg is Ben. Hmm. Mark Wahlberg is Ben Grimm. Uh, mm, maybe. Let's see. You Emily Blunt as Sue. I definitely her and her husband definitely for Reed and Sue. But who for Valerie and who for Franklin? Or do we save that Sue is just pregnant? Uh, Let me see. Do you want who do you want to cast as the Fantastic Four in MCU? Well, Omnitron got pretty much all except for I'm not too sure about Ben. I'm not too sure about Ben. Um I would want somebody else and not Mark Wahlberg as Ben. I don't not bad, but he's not my Flash Thompson is dead. Yeah, he died in the second to last issue of Dan Slott's run. Uh, Norman Osborn killed him as the Red Goblin. Norman Osborn had the Carnage symbiote on him. So, yeah. Let's see. I like Venom and everything, but I got a friend who is in love with all this Venom attention, and Eddie getting his own movie. He's a massive Venom fan. I have friends who are Venom fans too, but and the same thing. But they also realize that this Venom movie just doesn't suit them and doesn't work for them because they're skipping some essentials of what made this character who he is, or that he, you know what I mean. Like that's what I'm trying. Better Stallone movie, Cobra or Over the Top? I'm going Cobra. I find Cobra to be one of Stallone's most underrated action movies. The story is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Let's be honest. I love Cobra, but the story behind it is weird. So he's a cop. His name is Marion Cobretti. He doesn't like anybody calling him that. And Brigitte Nielsen is a model who what happened? She saw a murder of this cult or whatever, and now it's just kind of weird. That thing is weird. Overtop is great. It's like an arm wrestling movie. I haven't seen it in a long time though. Are you bad enough? Are you a bad enough dude to save the president? Please get the reference. Wait, bad enough? Are you bad enough to save the president? Oh God, wait. I've heard this. I gotta come. See, I'm blanking out on that. The Berserk armor is no joke. Yeah, it's no joke. Sora meeting Spider Man would be awesome. Okay. Battle of the Hockey Mask. Casey Jones versus Jason Voorhees. Well, as far as I'm concerned, as good as Casey thinks he is, he'll get killed. Bye, Casey. Should Marvel do a Spider Man 94 base comic based on the animated series to like they did with X-Men 92? No, I don't think they need to. Um, they got enough, with Renew Your Vows, Nick Spencer's Spider-Man, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I guess they're still doing Deadpool Spider-Man. So he's in like 4 books. Don't need to oversaturate him. I know he's a flagship character. I get it, but you don't need to oversaturate a character. But Marvel has done that before. I don't need to say anybody. I want to see a solo Casey Jones solo comic. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them doing that. I know IDW did a Casey Jones April O'Neil book for a while. I think it was a mini series. I know they're about to do this mini series called Shredder in Hell. I'm like, ooh, okay. Did you enjoy the Batman TMNT crossover? I've answered this plenty of times. Yes, I have. I had some problems with it in terms of them making Batman, the whole Bat family, look just totally superior to the Turtles, even Master Splinter. Yeah, they got more longevity over the Turtles, 40 plus years, but I'm a big advocate for a good crossover is showing equal amount of respect to both characters, not just one, but to both characters or how many characters are in there. You're not showcasing, well, this character is better than this one. It's showcasing we understand this character's popularity, why people like them. There you go. Okay. Lydia, my sister Lydia, how are you? Will you be picking up the new Spider-Man game? Hell yeah, I will be. Um, which cryptic would you like to see the Three Stooges encounter and watch hilariously? Bigfoot. Bigfoot is one of the. That'd be funny. Hey Mo, look at that! Look at that giant man over there. Wait, stupid. That's that Bigfoot character. Oh, I gotta stop. I will stop. Let's see. Let's see. Next question. What time is it? Are we good? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try and like a comic where Casey Jones travels to the U.S. fighting off aliens and mutants and criminals, Lone Ranger style. I I wouldn't mind him maybe like leaving New York and going kind of like what Luke Cage did in the early '90s. He left New York, went to Detroit for a while, set up shop in Chicago for a while, and he made a name for himself out there. but always returned back to Harlem, his home turf. So yeah, I could see something like that. Uh, Darth, you asked me, what are some of your favorite Marvel and DC crossovers? Both the spat the both Spider-Man and Batman crossovers were well done, because that was a good example of showing respect to these two characters. Um, the Justice League Avengers, you talk about showing respect to those two teams. George Perez and, oh God, great. Titans and X-Men. Uh, Silver Surfer, Green Lantern was pretty good. Superman, Fantastic Four was pretty good. Superman, Spider Man, that's another one. I hated the Batman Hulk. I, 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 I will throw every time I read that. I throw up. Like, especially that fight between Hulk and Batman, just bullshit. It's just so bullshit. Um, so yeah, there's a couple. Oh, and Batman Daredevil. That was good too. There was going to be a second one too, back in '06, I think. But you know who stopped it? Dan Dildo and Fat Casada too. I swear. Okay. I once explained Mortal Kombat's story to a friend as Jack Kirby's New Gods crossover with Chinese Japanese mythology. That is actually a good analogy, kind of explain Mortal Kombat. Jack Kirby New Gods just mixed with the Asian pantheon. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Wolverine's heat claws and the new villain he's gonna face? I haven't seen the new villain, but the heat claws stuff, I'm cool with. It kind of reminds me of the Wolverine Origins movie. The comedy where, remember when he got his claws heated up to cut off Barakapool's head, even though he didn't need that, but it still looked visually, it looked still nice when he did it. But yeah. Okay. Oh, Harder Ice is one of my greatest. Okay. Everything is better than ice puns. Okay. Are you a fan? Are you a fan of the Chicago series of Chicago Fire, PD, and Med? I've watched Chicago the Chicago PD series. I've watched a few episodes. That's pretty good, man. That series is more dark than my show Law and Order SVU. Jesus Christ. I've seen maybe one episode of Chicago Fire. I've watched one episode of Med. Dick Wolf does it again. It's his stuff. Did you hear that the Flash season 5 costume will lose the chin strap on the mask and be brighter red, so far closer to the comic? Hey, yeah, and he's gonna have the ring too. That the costume will pop out. So I'm cool with that. That's cool. That's cool. It seems like every season they get closer and closer to his costume looking more straight, right out of the comic. You know. Negan in Tekken, because AMC's The Walking Dead is that desperate for views. Okay. Michael Ironside as Ben Grimm. That's a little too old. Yeah, no. Michael Ironside, he's up there. I don't want Ben being that old. I mean, I want him older, but I don't want him that old. I mean, no, I don't. Apparently, the live-action Spider-Man movies Sony is making, including Venom, is still set in Amazing Spider-Man universe. That's where they were doing before Homecoming. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Uh, any Mr. Freeze moments that tear you up or made you cry? I wouldn't say they made me cry, but I got a little emotional. Just watching that, how he became Mr. Freeze in the anime series was like, oh God, like that was just harsh, you know, and just see even hearing Batman say, "My God," like that was just like, oh God, yeah, like, oh man, like, and then what happened? He came, but yes, it would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed, and he just, it was, or when there was also a moment when in the movie Sub Zero where Nora finally, you know, was cured, and he had to just watch her from a radio from a satellite station in the Antarctic, and he was just, with his polar bears, and he was just out there, he couldn't be with her. Even the in Batman Arkham Knight, that was a moment right there. Like when Nora came back to life, and she told Victor to stop this. Like that was a moment. Have you been reading? Have you read? Yes, I am reading Immortal Hulk, and that has been really good. I'm not surprised at oh God, uh God damn it, what's his name? I forgot I forgot the I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at Al Ewing. I've met Al Ewing at Comic Con, New York Comic Con 2016. Yeah, very nice guy. And I'm not surprised that yeah. So far, this Immortal Hulk has been really good. It's kind of on a horror, but it is going real deep into the Hulk mythos, and this whole factor that the Hulk is immortal. Bruce Banner can die, but Hulk can't. And when he comes out, this Hulk is a lot more smarter than Bruce, and it's crazy. But it's been great. I have been loving it. Uh, in defense of Star Lord, he flipped out because kill. Yeah, nobody's saying that he. Nobody's saying that his anger was not justified when he heard, but he's lost his mother, his father, and the love of his life. Yep, and that goes for Thor too. Thor has lost his father, his mother, his brother, his eye, his his people. So yeah, Thor in Infinity War, you can, if you watch that scene back with Thor when he's with the Guardian, you really just see a broken man. You see a broken God. That's all you see, and even that point, I'm just like, oh my God, like he's broken. He is literally broken. Like he's putting up a front, but you can see like he's broken. And I've seen Thor like that in the comics, and it's as a Thor fan, a mega Thor fan that I am, that's really sad to see him like that. I hate seeing Thor like that. Like you um, Kendo, West Coast or East Coast rap. I like them both. A majority, both. You know, but being that, you know, but yes, I am in New York, so of course, I'm a little bit more closer to East Coast rap. So yeah. Marion, I imagine I seen where one of the Stooges is chopping wood and a big chunk flies and drops on Bigfoot foot. Yeah, something like that. Um, Dylan Malone, have you read or watched the anime Drifters? No. Would you like the Power Rangers and Avengers crossover? I would take that. That's from Hurricane. I'm gonna try. If I told you I am currently planning out, or writing a fan fiction universe where Transformers, ROM, the Space World, G.I. Joe are canon in the Marvel, would you be into it? Send me a link. Uh, from one Becky Lynch fan to another, sigh. I don't want our Irish queen to turn heel. Charlotte's benefits more. I don't want it either, Devin. But it keeps seeing. It's like almost I'm. We keep kind of seeing seeds, justified seeds being planted, and I would hate to see Becky turn. I would hate it. I really would. I love Becky, and she's just such she's just a joy, and I would hate to see her turn, but it would be justified if she did turn because all her hard work is ruined because Charlotte gets a shot because almost in a sense, Paige got goaded into it. I mean, Paige. Let's be honest. Paige, she didn't. She could have just made the match. She didn't have to say, "Oh yeah," and if Charlotte wins, she gets thrown into. No, she didn't. She could just say, "Well, you gonna go and face Charlotte," But unfortunately, yeah, they put Charlotte. Now she's in it, and for me, how I would have booked it was Charlotte would have taken herself out. I would have booked it where Charlotte came out and was like, I'm gonna take myself because I don't really need this. But the way they said it on this week's SmackDown, you know how competitive she is. I'm like, okay, but you know what I'm saying? But I don't want, I don't. Uh, are you watching? You watching what's the name? Are you watching NXT? Oh, okay, yeah, it was good. It was. I know Rom used to be canon to Marvel. Yep, he used to be. What are some of your favorite cryptics? Uh, well, Bigfoot's definitely one. The lot of the different uh types of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the skunk ape, the grass man, um, the the I want to say the wraith, uh, the there's a couple other cryptics uh, that are not even in from the that are from the Eastern Hemisphere. A lot of them from a Korean. Forgetting the name, but yeah, those are a couple. What are some? Oh no, if this is from Mary, if you made a Venom game, who would you make the main villain? I don't know, because I don't want to be stereotypical with Carnage. No, somebody else. I don't know. I really don't. I remember a comic where Spider-Man tried to join the Justice League and Batman said no. I think that was Access, DC Marvel Access, the after Batman versus DC versus Marvel. Um, Alatron, you asked me this. You say if you could have your choice between having Thor's hammer or getting the power of Shazam, which one would you go for? Hmm. The power of Thor, which is just the hammer being worthy, or having the power of three, two, two, two demigods, a titan, and three gods, and a wise man. You think you choose? I'm going with the power of Shazam, the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the bravery of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. I'm taking Shazam. I'm taking that. Uh, no offense to Thor, but yeah. I'm currently rereading Gotham Central, and you're right, bro. Fox should have adapted this instead of Gotham. Yeah, man. That's all. That's all Gotham should have been was Gotham Central. If it was Gotham Central, I'd probably be watching it. Should Disney and Marvel recast Deadpool, keep Ryan Reynolds, and they seem to. Bob Iger says seems fit keeping Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. So there you go. Michael Ironside would be a great voice for Ben Grimm. Mm, a little too deep. I don't want Ben having that deep. Remember how Ben sounded in the '90s cartoon? That actor, that was right on par. Because when I hear Ben say it's clobbering time, I don't want it to sound kind of deep, like, it's clobbering time. I want it to sound with more attitude, bass. I want to hear him say, my sweet Aunt Patootie and stuff like that. Still want to hear that New York accent. You still want to hear that. Do you know my theory for why She-Hulk keeps going Savage She-Hulk instead of her old self is that, remember, she died and she flatlined. She didn't die. She flatlined, and she's dealing with some sort of very similar to Bruce. Yeah, she apparently died. She flatlined once, but yeah, I could see why. I feel bad for Frank Castle, that lost family. Marion, what would the heroes of My Academy think of the Punisher? Uh, it's be kind of hard. Hey. Also, it's been confirmed that Hulk didn't come back in Infinity War because he's tired of dealing with messes Bruce gets him into. So he's just sitting it out for a while. That's a rumor. That's a rumor. There's all these theories of why he didn't come out. I don't believe any of them. That's a rumor. That's the Russo brothers said that. I'm not believing that. That's just no. I'm not buying that. I've heard that theory, and that's I'm not buying that. Avengers 4 end credit. Deadpool appears and hears about the Disney buyout and says they did it. They fucking did it. Wait, bleeps. Oh shit. That'd be funny. Uh, are you aware that there's a Phantom comic set in the years of JFK? Um, really? I try to keep up with all the Phantom stuff. The last Phantom comic I read was Peter David's Phantom, and that was good. It's out in trade. You could get it. Angel Kai TV. Have you seen The Incredibles 2? I still have not seen it. Um, sorry. I want to, but I haven't. How far do you think the TMT would get in the Street Fighter tournament? Which of the turtles do you think uh, you do see get the farthest to win, if not come the closest to the tournament? Uh, Without their weapons or with their weapons? Because none of the Street Fighter characters really have, outside of Vega, Eagle, Rolento, all that stuff. Um, I think I think they all have a chance, but I definitely see Leo going far. But Raph, I can see Raph getting far, but his anger would be his biggest downfall, and these veteran Street Fighters like man, like Ken would just play on that real quick. That'd be sick. Let's see. Wario, Mario, or Luigi? Um, Luigi. There you go. I'm going Luigi. Luigi. Yeah, Luigi. All right. Uh, I'm a Brooklyn boy, so East Coast rap for me. That's fine. All the four horsemen are amazing. Horsewomen are amazing. We talking the wrestling, the the four horsemen of wrestling, or Ronda, Shayna, all those people. Yeah. I'm hoping Brian Danielson humbles Miz. I've been waiting for it. Me too. Uh, Next question. Jason Case. Venom defeating Ghost Rider Dan Kench was awful writing. Shadow, I want Daniel to kick me. Yeah. All right. On the Tron. In the second Superman Spider-Man crossover, Peter meets Wonder Woman and she says the reason Spider-Man has such a bad reputation is that he's creepy with that full body costume and the spider gimp. I remember that as that was stupid of Diana to say. I'm sorry, that was stupid. What are your thoughts on the Punisher Netflix series? I thought it was great. I still have to, give my overviews on Punisher, season 2 of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. So yeah, but I thought it was great. John Burnoff did a great job. The last stuff with him and you know Jesse, um, Billy was great. Jigsaw, it was great. I love that. Let's see. What are your thoughts? Oh no, okay. If Billy Batson was an adult and gained the power of Shazam, wouldn't he turn into an older man? No, no, because when Adam got his powers, he was a grown man. But so no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't turn to an older man. He no. A fun fact: in the golden age of the power of Zeus was what made Captain Marvel invulnerable with the courage of giving him the fighting ability and courage. Right. Would you be the king? Would you be the king of Wakanda or the king of Atlantis? Neither, because they already got a good royal family. Yes, say what you want about Namor, but he is a good king to a certain degree. He does try to keep his people alive. He's a dick, but he's kind of a good guy. I swear, if Kevin Owens beats Braun at SummerSlam, I'll riot in the streets. Why? Because in my opinion, this Kevin Owens Braun has looked more like the bully than Kevin. So I just don't like it. Um, let's see. I love Johnny Gargano. I gotta keep it real. He let his anger and vengeance on Tumblr cost. Yeah, he admitted it. He even said it. Yeah, I admitted it. And tonight, if you watched it tonight, they had a match. I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it. Rakai, would you ever be a mystic in Bali after seeing the movie Mystics in Bali? I would have to see it. I don't think I'll put it on the list. Oh, dude, the writers of Infinity War and the Russo brothers confirmed. I don't believe it. I won't believe that. I still want. Yeah, they could say all that want, but I don't believe it. I don't. I still don't believe it. What are your thoughts on Ruby Rose as Katie Kane? I was finally wondering when somebody was going to ask that question. I was going to do a video, a geek thought video on the whole casting, but I said, man, I got the Q&A coming up tonight, so I was like, let me just do it tonight. I like the casting. Not bad. Very very nice. Um, I can see Ruby. I like Ruby Rose. I like her. I liked her in John Wick. I liked her character. Her character was crazy. I liked that she didn't talk. She just used sign language. So that's even scarier. An assassin that don't talk, but she's using sign language. So if you don't know what she's saying, okay. She's gonna be in the movie Meg. She's in that. And I think she kind of is like Katie in real life. Like she has a point. Like she has a point. She has a prominent point. She's very open minded about herself. I like that. I respect that. Um, she inked. She's first of all, I'm attracted to inked women. So and yeah, she's openly gay. So this is going to be interesting to see how they bring her in to the Arrowverse. Um, but a very good casting, very interesting. I know some people that don't like it, but I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Let's see how this goes because if this goes well, then yeah, they'll start that pilot, and if that pilot goes well, then yeah, we're gonna see a Batwoman TV series. Also, a person said all the fights in Death Battle are unfair fights, and most fights tie if the fights are fair. Would you agree with that bull crap? No, I don't. I do not. That is a lot of bullshit coming out of them. Um, I once again, I had another friend tell me, you should listen to their podcast and how they explain their fights. No, I don't need to listen to the way they explain why this person can do this is just utter stupidity. They pull from every bit. Like I remember when they did Superman versus Goku, I think the second fight or something like that. They were pulling from Elseworlds Superman stories, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait a minute, like that's not even canon. Like they do that every time, and or they leave out crucial moments, crucial points in this character's mythos. For example, when they did this He-Man versus Lion fight, they left out a crucial point with Lino and the Sword of Omens. And the fact is, if He-Man and Lino fought each other as themselves, nobody's corrupted or anything like that, the Sword of Omens would instantly go zoom, embed itself in the ground, and Lionel wouldn't be pulling it out because, as you all know, the Sword of Omens can sense the pureness in somebody, and the will and in somebody's heart. And as soon as the Sword of Omens got in contact with Adam, He-Man, it would instantly go zoom. They left that out, and I'm just like, that's a pivotal moment. There are some stuff that they got pretty much right. Like when they did the Spider-Man, Batman, I've got to agree. Look, if all joking aside, if Spider-Man and Batman fought and Spider-Man was not fucking holding back, he would kill Batman. One punch, one punch, one direct shot. He'd probably knock Batman's jaw right off. Just like what but there's just some stuff that's why I don't watch them. I can't. Because they leave out just stupid stuff. They leave out so much stuff just to, no. I'm sure. Also, turns out a major rumor is the Arrowverse is set in the Batman Nolan universe, but after Dark Knight Rises, I just gotta be. I can't. Okay, pick which pulp hero would you like to see Laurel and Harley crossover with? Nobody. I I don't want to see them cross over. I don't want any of my pulp heroes looking as a comedy. So no, none of them. XFL altercations might return. Yeah, XFL is returning. It's not. It's not a if it's coming. It is coming back. I could care less. Can you see? Can we see you do a Hadouken motion without shouting Hadouken to the camera? um. Well, I'm sitting down, so I ain't gonna get up and do it. But I could do a little bit. All right. You don't want me to. You don't want me to shout. You just want me to just do it. Okay. Okay. So no Hadouken. Okay. Okay. I'll get up and do it. Okay. First, I need a little stretch. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Are we want Ken's stance or we want Ryu's stance where it's just up and down, and I should be because I should be on the right because I'll be coming with this, but usually it's not. See, a lot of people think it's kind of like the Kamea wave where it's this. It's this. Actually, it's almost in a sense when Ryu is about to do it, it's almost like it's this. It's kind of he's going like this. Ken and Ryu, they push it, and so when you go into it, so it's doom, charge, charge, and then that comes out like that. So you see, it's a little bit like that. So it's this douche, not boom, bam. That's conveyor wave. So, so, hey, what can I say? I'm a Street Fighter fan, so I watched their motions very closely. You know, like even like when you see Guile do the Sonic Boom, it's people think it's just this. It's actually it's this, and he's crossing it over. Like I got, I I I go into detail too much. I have to stop that. I gotta stop that. But no, it's fine. Um, let's see. Uh, Sasha and Bailey as Boston Hug Connection would ask for this. Who asked for this BS? I like them and all, but we went from a dramatic brawl to a stupid therapy session, and now it's this thing is more seeming like more truth that there is going to be some tag team that's coming. Uh, did you hear about Negan? Yes. Will Miser, I heard about it. No, I don't care. Would Troy Baker be a good voice for the Spirit? I'll take Troy Baker. I like Troy Baker. I like his voice. It's good. Um, for the Spirit, I would want somebody a little up tempo, but I think Troy can get his. Because I don't want Troy sounding kind of like, like this. I'm the Spirit. No, when I read the Spirit in comics and stuff, he's kind of more up tempo. You know. Let's see, Marion. Who would you be down for a Godzilla movie that shows things from Godzilla's point of view? I'm a Godzilla fan, so anything Godzilla, I'm watching. So, so yeah, I don't mind. Let's see. The NWO has something planned for October 27th. Blackbeards and all. Was this clever of WWE's part to bring them NWO to make some focus on Hogan? Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that the NWO is supposed to be coming back or something like that. I can't really say right now. We'll see. Val Shepard, hey, what's up? Jay, would you agree Liquid Snake is a coward since he used Rex to kill the cyborg ninja? One on one, no Rex tank, cyborg ninja would knock his head off and remove his heart. It's, it, I wouldn't say Liquid Snake. Oh, you talking about yeah, I don't. Liquid's a coward. Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, Liquid. Yeah, of course. Did you notice John Wick is damn similar to Max of the movie Collateral? Yeah. Do you know any horror? Do I know any horror movies? Yeah, of course. But if you were to be given a chance to go to Asgard, Wakanda, Atlantis, which one would you? Wakanda. What's your thoughts on the WWE Evolution pay per view? I'm fine with it, but WWE needs to stop saying it every fucking second. If it's not that, people are saying it in their promos, and it's like stop. We get it. We get it. Would Wonder Woman win if she fought Ghost Rider with Zaroslos in control? Uh, maybe. It'd be a hell of a fight. It'd be a hell of a fight, period. Ghost Rider is no easy opponent, even with. So yeah, but it'd be interesting. But I wouldn't want to see it though. All right. What do you think of Broly's new design? Fine, I'm fine with that. Dylan, no Marvel or DC. Who do you think are doing good this year? I'm not. None of them are doing good this year in comics. Hell, Jim Lee even said that. They even said that. So they're kind of both. A guy of a dream battle says, "No damn way, Batman. No matter how much prep time he can't defeat Ghost Rider. Would you utterly agree? Yeah. What are your thoughts on Toys R Us closing forever? Sad. It's sad. I, I'm a Toys R Us kid. I grew up with it. All right. I grew up with Toys R Us. It's funny. I passed on my way to work one day. I passed a Toys R Us, and when I looked, I'm like, oh my god, it's not what's gonna be there now is gonna be a costume store for Halloween. I'm like, oh geez. Um, let's see. Jason, what awful movie did you think was good or great as a kid? Um, He-Man, Master of the Universe. I could tell you that right now. As a kid, I thought that was great. And then when I said when I hit 13, when I saw it, I'm like, what was I thinking? So yeah, there's a couple of them. Uh, hey Chris, glad to see you're doing live chats, man. I don't know if you've been asked this before on these chats, but what are your overall religious views? Uh, I'm family wise, it's Christian. Um, Family wise, Christian. Uh, in terms of that, grandparents, mm, church going people, they were church going Christians. But for me personally, religion is very open. Do I believe in a higher power? Yes, I do. I do believe there's a higher power, but I look at a lot of different religions from Buddhism, to Buddhism, to Catholic, Catholicism, to all these different religions. I try to see what makes them somewhat different or so, but views wise, family wise, it's Christian. My family is pretty much Christian. Uh, it is what it is. Um, Naked. What were your pros and cons on DC Online game? I have not played that since. I think one of my cons, I don't have really, because I haven't gone really in depth. When I downloaded it for Xbox One, I really didn't go too far in depth into it. I still have it on my Xbox One. I haven't played it in some time, but I really can't say I had. The only cons I had about it, I say in general, was you know you make this badass character, then you try to come up with this cool name, and then you can't take it. Somebody else took that name. Like, wait, what? Stuff like that. When you make those online on base games, um, I really wish that you didn't have to pay for like new moves and stuff like that. That just bothered me. Did the video crash? I don't. Did it crash? I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Okay. Um. Which is which if there were. Okay, Marion, you asked me this. If if they were to make a Ghost Rider Netflix series, which Ghost Rider would you want them to use? I'd be fine with either Johnny or Dan. Um, I'd actually I would want all three of them in there. Johnny, Dan, his brother Dan, and Robbie, because we it probably would be Robbie because Robbie is in the MCU. You know, Shield and all that is the MCU. It'd probably be Johnny and Robbie. Uh, are you reading He Man? Okay, I'm gonna head out. Thanks. I'm trying. I'm really now. I'm moving around. Okay, you're rocking the black hat. Appears the same style that Sean Carty wore in the Untouchables. That's one of my favorite movies. Untouchables. It's Kango. Kango. Uh, would a solo Megatron movie work since this Bumblebee movie is a thing? Uh, somewhat, but you know, I wouldn't want to see it because I like the mystique of. You don't need to go too far into depth of why Megatron is the way he is. You still want some mystique to your villains. You know, that's my motto. I'm gonna head out. Are you reading Master Universe Injustice? If so, they're treating the. If you are, they're treating the Thundercats crossover as canon. Yes, I am. I am reading that. Good stuff. Oh, what would Flash Gordon think of He-Man? I wish I could be like him. Kevin Conroy as the Shadow. Voice wise, yeah, but I would want somebody else. You know, he's Batman. I don't need him being Shadow. Do you have a favorite New York pizza restaurant? I went to New York City March 7th, and I couldn't find one. Uh, well, there's a there's a nice place around here called we call him Pops because he always makes good. He doesn't work in the. He only comes in the morning and preps everything, but then he leaves. But I've been going there for a while. When he and his wife used to be in there, and pure blooded Italians they are. They were great. But um, and if you ever come, I always tell people, uh, like, there's a place in Yonkers um, that sells super slices, and that's how they got really famous for it because they sell these big slices. Um, Try those. It's called the Pizza Barn. It's in Yonkers, New York. Good stuff. Uh, but I've never tried the famous pizza place in Brooklyn where um where John Travolta had his first slice. Remember in Saturday Night Fever, two slices. That pizza shop is real, and they actually did a. They gave him an award or something there not too long ago in Brooklyn for John Travolta for that movie. That's dope. Mark Wolf King, have you played Kingdom of Almar? Recommending. I mm-mm. Oh correct. I could not find it. Okay. What are your thoughts on the new Power Rangers comic? I'm behind on the Power Rangers comic in general. What's your number one DC villain? Uh, I think it's Darkseid. Would you agree? Awful writing in the Maximum Overdrive. Which trucks didn't drive through the diner to kill humans? Uh, Maximum Overdrive. I don't know about that. Who is your favorite anime villain? Mine is Frieza. I have a lot of anime villains, but one of them is definitely uh, Shishio from Rurouni Kenshin. Another one is Vicious from Cowboy Bebop. Um, there's a couple. There's two. Uh, if we're talking Dragon Ball wise, series villains, yes, Frieza. Movie villain, BoJack. I know it's not the first wrestler politician. Hell, he's not the only. Kane is president, is mayor now. He even used his old theme during his presidential speech. Yeah. Congratulations to Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane. He is the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Bye, Chris. See you next time. Later, Perry. Did you read Transformers comics? I read a lot of those, even the Optimus Prime solo series. Hey, Chris, this is a reaction related question. Which reactor teen kid do you find to be bland and not very interesting overall? Yeah. You want me to say it or not? I don't think you even need to answer that question. I don't even think I need to answer that question. What are your what would your reaction be if you saw George W. Bush in a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers outfit and said, "I'm a Power Ranger," and he said as he was boarding the hell recipes to his which was worse, Boo Boo Saga GT or Evolution? That's not even a question. Evolution, Jesus Christ. I can tolerate GT. I can't tolerate Evolution at all. Who's your favorite Marvel supervillain? Doctor Doom, number one villain of all, number one villain. Period. In comics. Primus. What are your favorite memories? Favorite memories from Comic Con? Meeting Gail Simone. Meeting her. That is one of the grandest moments that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Meeting Gail Simone, her knowing who I was, everything like that. That's yeah. Um, I just love asking you those random questions to see your reaction. I don't mind. I don't mind if y'all get kicks out of me just how my face goes. If you ask them silly questions, I got no problem. I say it all the time. You guys don't ask me stupid questions. There's no stupid questions to me. It's just funny. I know you do it just to get a gig out of it. It's just funny. I don't mind. I don't mean the ones who find you. No, I already know that one, but I mean the ones who think are inoffensive, but can. Yeah, there are a couple, but I'm not gonna go into it. What would you do if your pet monster came to life and grew to be 12 feet tall? He's asking if what would happen if you became 12 feet tall. He says we still be boys, and I would agree with that. We got a bond. So, let's see what else. Okay, uh, Saturn Tears. Someone new. Okay, between Wonder Woman and Aquaman, do you feel leads? Oh, okay. Between Wonder Woman and Aquaman, who do you feel leads their warriors better? That is a good question. Excellent question. I like this. Um, I'm gonna have to say Diana. Why? Because she was more bred to be that way. Remember, Arthur was he was born of Atlantis, but he grew up, so he had to really become a leader. Diana, on the other hand, was born and bred to be this leader. So I got to give it to Diana. Got to. Uh, what is your favorite candy? It's a tough one too because I do, but I'm gonna have to. It's a tie between Skittles and Starburst. There you go. I will. Yeah. What is your favorite Power Ranger villain? Mine is Lord Zed, even though he became a joke later on in the series. Mm, but I always Goldar. I like Goldar too. Disney Channel or Nickelodeon? Which channel did you gravitate more towards growing up, or did you not have a preference? Well, growing up, remember I'm a child of the '80s, dude. So By the 90s, I was in my late prepubescent teens, but I was always more gravitating more towards Nickelodeon, Doug, and all of the other stuff. Disney Channel, not so much, because growing up, I already had Disney Afternoon, so I did not Disney Channel. Well, did you watch the Power Rangers Street Fighter short film yet? No, I have not. It's on my to-do list. Mirage Leonardo versus are you Kratos? Is that supposed to be Kratos in the real world? But Kratos has his dual blades and his satchel closed to the death. Who'd win? Um, if you're saying Kratos and Leonardo, Mirage, Leonardo, I still may go with Kratos. I love Leo, but yeah. Man, what the hell? Okay. No! Hold on, I got. What? What the hell? Okay. I lost the questions. Um, okay. All right, here we go. Back again. Back to the question at hand. And we will. Would you agree? This is from Jason. Would you agree movies with non cynical or deceptive names shouldn't be made? Name of the movie is supposed to be what the movie is about, so no valid excuse for non cynical movies. Uh, I really don't care too much about it too much. What is your favorite Disney movie villain? Scar. Uh, favorite. What is your favorite Captain America quote? From what? You gotta be more specific. We talking comic wise or we talking MCU? You gotta be more specific with that one. But if we're talking comic wise, it's he said this great quote to Spider Man prior to the first Civil War. I think it was so good. I forgot what he said. Um, in terms of MCU, the first time I realized Chris Evans was Cap when Dr. Ernestine basically said, "So you want to go over and kill some Nazis?" And what was his reply? "I don't want to kill anybody. I just don't like bullies." Instantly knew that's Cap right there. That's Cap. No, from Sword Art Online. I have not watched that, so I can't really say. Sorry. Merging the Punisher and Ghost Rider into one and becoming Ghost Punisher. What do you think? I like it. It's funny. It's fun. It's interesting. It's in a different universe. Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's got not only is Frank Castle has the spirit of vengeance, he's also got the power cosmic in him, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. And I'm reading it, so yeah. I know you mentioned before that Christina Aguilera is your homegirl, but what are your general thoughts on Britney Spears? I personally have mixed feelings about her. She's okay. Don't hate her. She's had some issues. I'm thinking she's got over those issues. You know, um, and I think she's done better for herself. And I think also in the long run, I look at also, she's doing better for her kids. She's a mom, so you also got to put that into consideration too. But I know she's making that paper in Vegas. Making that because I think she got a Vegas show or something like that. So you're making that paper. Um, were you a fan of Too Cool, and did you experience Nikolai Volkov, legendary heel in the '80s? I actually met Nikolai Volkov um, at a live event back in the early '90s. He was actually sitting right next to me, and I didn't even notice until a person next to me say, look who's right next to you." And I look, and he was standing right there. This was at the time when he was kind of like in his business suit type role. But I did meet him once. Um, Real nice guy. He shook my hand and everything, and really nice guy. It was really hard for me to hear that when he passed. Um, was I a fan of Too Cool? Yeah, I was a fan of them. It is sad. I really feel sad for Jerry Lawler in general. Because you know he had some tough times with Brian. Brian was kind of that problem child. Of his sons. After he got released from WWE, you started seeing like, okay, now we're starting to see issues and things like this. This comes up. This comes up. Always hearing something in the news. Brian Christopher Lawler in trouble with the law, and I'm like, damn, you know. Then he came back, and I thought he. Then I think he got cleaned up for a while, and he. It's sad. It's really sad, you know. But I was a fan. I'm jealous. You've met more celebrities than me, including the great Gail Simone. That made the Mad Hatter a great threat. Hey, I I just look at it being blessed and being considering Gail considers me a friend. Her husband Scott considers me a friend. You know, she will shout me out on Twitter all the time, like, come to go to Mount Vernon, subscribe to his channel. He's just so loving, just the way he expresses himself with comics and stuff like that. That's just how I am. I can't help that I am like that with Gail. I love her. That's it. What I can say. Okay, we're almost done. Let's see. Did you feel Did you feel for Kratos after seeing the story trailer for the new God of War game? That's the second wife he's lost. Yeah, I did. Second wife he lost, who's actually a giant, a frost giant, or you know, his son was going to be called Loki. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. Um, and that tease, or at the end that we saw Thor at his doorstep, I was like, it was a dream, but yeah, it was. I felt for, I felt, I felt for Kratos in this one. Um, I did. Um, this one really put more focus on like getting him back, giving him a little bit more humanity back that made me root for him in the first one, and then every other sequel, my love and appreciation for him was losing it, because now I'm like, you're a fucking dick, Kratos. You had that coming. You deserved that. Now, but they're here. I'm like, yeah, like, look at him. Yeah. So yeah, I felt for him. Uh, let's see. Okay, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up in 10 more minutes. 10 minutes. So um, it's gonna wrap this up soon. But let's see. Is Rock in the new Captain Marvel movie as Black Adam? So far, we have seen no scenes of Black Adam in it, and if not, that's great. Don't put him in it yet. I say leave him out of it. Give hints at it, like basically, it looks like Mark Strong's version of Dr. Savannah is coming from the New 52, where he see his eye, where he can see magic, and we know where he got that from. The tomb of Black Adam. I will take that. I will take that. But the moment we see The Rock as Black Adam, it's been a long time coming, and something fans have been saying for years. He was perfect casting. Uh, let me see next. John Madden versus Craig T. Nelson, aka the Coach. Who wins? um, I'm going Madden. He took my team three, three championships. So, yeah. Um, uh, Satin Tears. Which team would Superman be a part of in the Marvel 616 universe? The Avengers. He'd be an Avenger. If not the Avengers, um, I can also see him somewhat being a part of the Guardians. I can see him being a part of uh, Sword, or even just building his own team. Yeah, but definitely Avengers, Defenders. You know. Okay. Did you ever watch Rugrats? And did you think the series just turned to crap after Dill Pickles was introduced? I love the Rugrats. Here's when I here's this is where you can tell. Okay, yeah, he watched it. If the title is red, those are the ones I like. When the title turned black, I stopped watching. I watched all the both movies, and the second one did make me cry. I will say that. Dealing with mother and Chucky and mom, and I don't need to go into details about that. You guys know that. Um, but the first one where basically Tommy became a big brother, but Dill was like, you know, very much problem child, and then finally he started to like Tommy. Eh, but I like when the animation was old, when the title screen was red. Not the when the title of the episode was red. Those are the episodes I like. When they turned black, when the title of the episode turned black, I was nope, no, thank you. And all grown, I did like the episode when they showed them just all grown up, but then when they did the all grown up, I was like, no, y'all should have left it just a what if, like a what if story. And that it was funny because they basically said that Dill turned out weird because Phil and Lil used to drop him on his head. I was cracking up when they said that. You think that's the reason why he acts that way, because we were dropping him on his head? I'm like, whoa. Okay. Back in the day when NSYNC was popular, did you ever think Justin Timberlake would become the solo star that he is? And also, did you think Backstreet Boys would? And who did you like and respected more? And also, between them and the Backstreet Boys, who did you like and respect more? Okay. I'll let's start with that first question. Back in Sync was popular. Did you think? Yes, I did. I saw. I did. I did actually see JT becoming the Michael Jackson of In Sync. Jackson 5 was great, but something about Michael. You saw Michael was gonna become a megastar over his brothers. No disrespect to his brothers, but Michael, and that was the same thing I saw with Justin. I was like, yeah, this one is gonna keep going. He's gonna kill it. As for who did I respect more, the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Um, I think it wasn't that I wasn't a big boy band fan. I knew some of their songs, but it wasn't like that. Like I had all the much respect for them. And I was just like, uh, it was more like boy bands. But if I was to say respect wise, yeah, I think NSYNC I did have a little bit more respect for, more than Backstreet Boys. Don't get me wrong, Incomplete is still my favorite Backstreet Boys song. I love that song. Ain't nobody could tell me any differently. I love that song. Uh, Marion asks me, would you like to see Bane get his own movie? No, I would not. I would not like to see him get a live action movie or an animated series. No, thank you. Um, Wolverine versus Lobo versus Raiden from Metal Gear Solid and Darkhawk. Ooh, mm, Lobo. It'll come down to Lobo and I guess Wolverine, but in the end, Lobo will win. Lobo's immortal. He can't die. Lobo can't die. Hell don't want him. Heaven don't want him. So they gave him immortality. He ain't Lobo. Uh, Nathan, actually, what did you think of Rikishi's heel turn back in 2000? I felt like while it was a hot start, it fizzled out in 2001, and also they could have been cons- and they could have been content. Didn't like the whole White Hope thing. I dug his theme bad, man. When I did a tribute to um well, I didn't do a tribute. When I was going to do a tribute to Black Adam, I was going to use that. I did do one. I was going to use. I used Black Bad Man. But um, his heel turn was, how can I put it? It it God, it's hard to explain because it felt like let's just do it because we need to put some kind of indication of it wasn't Triple H at first. It was, and the reason why he did it was he did it for The Rock, for his family, and yeah, and that whole, the Great White Hope, and when they started putting the race card, I hate when promos do that. When they start putting race card into it, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Like, no. Um, and then you find out that it was all Triple H who planned it, and it just it was from the get go, and I'm just like, eh, that's it. So bottom line, Nathan, from the get go, it should have just been Triple H. They should have just went Triple H. His whole heel run was stupid at best. It really was. You know, him doing it, and then he's saying he did it for The Rock. And I love Rock's expression, like, wait, what? Like, and then when he even said, what do you think about when JR was interviewing, what did you think about what he said? Man, that's just complete bullshit. It's like, yeah, like, that was stupid. And then who gained the most out of Austin's absence? It's just like, WWE, why didn't you do that in the first place? So you know what I'm saying? It was stupid. All right, so I might have to skip around because it's coming on that hour. Um, I got fast car. Would you like to drive? Ferrari, Viper, Porsche. I'm a Ferrari guy, so there you go. Saturn Tears. How would you feel about Spider-Man and Blue Beetle teaming up? I'll take it. Marion, what are your thoughts on the new God of War game? And sorry if I'm spoiling it in the reaction. The Blades and getting the Blade Chaos back. It was fine. I liked the game. It was great. I still have it. I have it. Um, would you agree? It's Daredevil saying, "I'm not the bad guy." In the Daredevil movie, murdered one guy and tried to murder Bullseye. So it's like, yes, in hindsight, but dumb line. Uh, I get it. He did murder a guy, and that, the whole guy who got off acquitted. He threw him on the train tracks and was like, yeah, that's not God. That's a C train, and he didn't murder. And he didn't murder Bullseye. Bullseye was alive. He was still alive at the end. He was in a cast. So he only murdered one guy. So, but him just saying, I'm not the bad guy, kid, yeah, I get it. You really look into them lines too much. Like, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip that for now. It's gonna skip some. Would Deadpool work as a Marvel villain, or is it better on his own? It could work if you guys are just worried about him cursing then you're looking at it completely wrong. He can work. Um, can I have a shout out? Oz Life. What up? Incomplete by Backstreet or incomplete by NSYNC. Cisco. Backstreet Boys. Please. Okay. Could you see Dwayne The Rock Johnson playing um, Gladiator in a future MCU movie? Um, I would love to see the Shi'ar and the Imperial Guard and Gladiator. That's who you're talking about. That's Gladiator's real name, Clark. Clark. Um, I could see somebody else playing Gladiator. I don't want to see Rock doing everything. He's perfect for Black Adam. Leave it at that. Somebody else for Gladiator. Uh, quick versus fight. Selene, the oldest known mutant sorceress, versus Ymir, the sister. Ymir versus the sister of Dormammu. Ooh, that's a good one. Might have to go Selene on that one, Furnace. And last but not least, last question I'm going to answer is from Nathan Banks. True, it should have been Triple H all, but I think maybe it should have been Kurt Angle who ran him over while Triple H was the mastermind behind it. Uh, I don't know why. Hmm. I got to think about that, Nathan. Uh, that wasn't even a question. That was a statement. Okay.
Or maybe Big Show. Remember, Big
Yeah,
Show was the one that won the
yeah.
title
Big
on the
Big Show
night.
would have worked too because it would have been justify. I was about to say justified. Um, favorite Kratos moment in the new God of War. I think that first fight with Balder was the fucking like a moment. Like, yo, like what? That first fight was crazy. So I'm gonna end it right there, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with me for about an hour, 2 hours or so. An hour. It says we've been on an hour and 47 minutes. But thank you for coming out and chill with me, guys. I promise, guys. Soon I'll get back to the vids and the reactions and stuff as soon as I can. Um, you know, my brother says he's gonna ask a guy. He's gonna look at the computer, to see what he could do. If he can't do none, then I have to take it someplace else. But I'll get back as soon as I can because I need my computer for some things. I'm working on some T-shirts and merchandise for so you guys can buy and support me, support more of me. Gonna do some more streaming in terms of video game streaming. Get back to doing some more old school retro Sundays. Um, but in the meantime, you just have to deal with streaming a lot and things like that. Just come out and support me. If you follow me, my betas, follow your alpha. Keep following me. I'll do the best I can to give you thought videos and movie reviews. You know what's kind of funny? I just watched Teen Titans: The Judas Contract today. I finally sat down and watched that. I was skeptical of watching it because that's one of the most iconic Teen Titans stories, and I was worried that they were gonna kind of fuck it up. And I watched it, and I was just like, it was all right. But what I'm tired about these DC movies, animated movies, is how pathetic they make Dick Grayson in it. They make Dick Grayson look like a pushover, and I'm so tired of that. I'm like, he looks like a pushover. Like, no. Uh, anyway, I'm not gonna run my mouth. I'm not gonna rant on that. But other than that, guys, you guys take care. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys at the end of the month with the second monthly open mic Q&A. But you guys take care. I'm not answering any more questions. Sorry, guys. Uh, for now, I'm not. I'll be answering some more Tumblr questions for you guys live soon, but next time around, be prepared. I was gonna do it this time, but I'm not. Next open mic, which will be at the end of the month, be prepared because I'm gonna be throwing questions at you guys to answer, not just